Welcome back to the Balanced Glow Up, and I'm Marquita, entrepreneur, lifestyle curator, and wellness strategist. I help women create soft, intentional success. This video today is part life update slash mindset shifts slash soft reset. So stay tuned. So the first thing I want to talk about is energetic boundaries. This is something that I've really been working on. I have done an assessment about people and things and mindsets, and I've really been taking the time to really take an inventory of everything that is in my life and how it's making me feel, how it's contributing to how I'm showing up. And that unfortunately meant that, I had to remove certain things out of my life. And it wasn't, any like crazy like fallouts. It wasn't like dramatic or anything like that. But anything that I felt like I was too emotionally attached to, that was taking away energy for me to do stuff like what I'm doing right now, which is filming this video and sharing these things with you and sharing my learnings and developing. I really had to cut those things out, and not only just like cut those things out, but also recalibrate my mind in a way that allowed me to be able to make those shifts. Right now, like my main word is boundaries. Like I'm probably like running it into the ground, but it is just so important to have boundaries, because for me, growing up, like I didn't really understand that concept really. It wasn't something that I was really familiar with, and over my life, like I can see where I wasn't able to achieve the things that I really wanted to achieve because I didn't have this concept of boundary. And maybe I had boundaries, but I didn't know how to set boundaries in a healthy manner. And I also kind of felt maybe selfish about doing that. But the more and more I do it, the more and more it is becoming just so liberating and free. And it's actually creating a better bond within my relationships, because what I'm realizing is like the people who are really there for me and love and care for me, like they are very respectful of it, and it allows for them to show up for me better, and it also allows me to show up for them as well, because I'm not just getting upset and just like cutting things out or people out. It's more so like, this is the new boundary. Meet me where I am, and if you can't, then it's just like it will just naturally fall out because I'm the one who's setting that. So I mentioned that I have been doing some detoxing in my life, or some recalibrating, and I just want to get a little bit deeper into that, in terms of like emotionally and mindset wise. So I've been doing some work. I've been doing some really cool work. I'm with this beautiful soul named Daniela, and we've been doing something called RRT, and it's really amazing, because typically you have certain like mindsets and different things, and you go to like talk therapy, and then you spend all this time doing it. And don't get me wrong, like talk therapy and like traditional therapy has its place, so I'm not saying that, but sometimes it's just a matter of kind of like reframing your brain. And RRT has this like really weird way of doing it, and you actually feel like nothing is really happening, but something is really happening, and you'll notice the shifts, and it'll start to close off certain mindsets in your head. So I've been working on my mindset around myself and how I view myself, or how I've been potentially like showing up. So like even in business, that would mean like me not asking for the price that I'm worth or that I feel like I deserve, are trying to like over explain it or like try to justify it and different things like that. So I've been able to work with Daniela to help me to like anchor into better thoughts. You know, I'm worthy of these things, of receiving these things. You know, I'm not asking for too much. I'm not too much. You know, I love this concept. She has this concept where she says, you know, don't put water in the wine. And that basically kind of means, you know, like the good things in your life, like you don't have to kind of like overthink them and try to water them down, try to hold on to them. Just, you know, enjoy it, you know, enjoy the process, right? So that's something amazing. The other thing that I've done that's been really awesome is I mentioned it before, this concept about the beast. And so I've been really like working with this concept of the beast, you know, that I've created. And my beast, you know, was kind of telling me that, you know, I need to be the strong person, you know, and I have to do it. If I don't do it, it's not going to happen. Or, you know, just feeling like, you know, I need to rescue people because they need saving. Or, you know, this concept of being kind or not wanting to be mean, right? And when I realized, you know, it's not about, you know, being nice, right? You can be kind even when you're like, you know, putting your boundaries in place, because, you know, like I said in my session today with Adam, you know, we are going to have to live with ourselves no matter what happens in our lives. Like, we are always going to have ourselves to look in the mirror with, no matter what. Like, you know, relationships are important and everything, but our relationship with ourselves is going to be a reflection, it's going to reflect in everything else that we do. So I have to make sure that I am putting myself first. So I've really just been kind of like journaling and doing all type of things just to redirect and make sure that the mindsets that I have are aligned with who I know that I am, who I know who God has designed me to be, and getting rid of anything else that doesn't align with that in terms of mindset. Because the way that your mindset is about certain things, it's going to show up in your actions, you know. So, like, I'll give you an example. Like, my mindset is now, like, I am a person who prioritizes my health. And not only am I just saying that, you know, and I truly believe that, but I'm showing up that, and that's why I'm doing another round of 56 soft, because it's like 50 minutes of movement every day, you know. And it's not like, you know, with 75 hard, where like if you miss one day you gotta start all the way over, which is just like super OD. But it's just having that intention, you know, and just being graceful. And that's why it's called 56 soft, because you're being soft. Like, it doesn't mean that, like, you know, if you are like really sick or you're like in pain or something like that, that you don't take the time to rest your body, because you deserve it. And I just want to share some journal prompts, and I'll put these in the I'll put them in the chat. I'll pin them. But one of the journal prompts that I use is, what would I pray for if I weren't afraid to receive it? And that was like, wow. Another one was, what am I still carrying that's weighing down my energy? And wow. That was, you know, a very fun prompt, should I say, but a very revitalizing prompt. So yes, that's that. So now let's talk about body connection. So I, you know, mentioned that I was doing 56 soft. And one of the things that, you know, doing movement and focusing on getting nourishing diets and affirmations and prioritizing rest and all of those different things, it really allowed for me to realize that I was a bit disconnected from my body, because like I was really like traveling a lot and doing a lot. You know, I was working like multiple jobs and projects and different things like that. And when I was able to kind of like slow down and give myself the time, I started to realize that, you know, I needed to give my body a little bit more love. I actually got a nutritionalist probably around the same time that I started 56 Soft, maybe actually a couple of weeks before. So I've been working with her, and that's been really amazing. But what I discovered from like doing that was that, you know, I didn't have the healthiest relationship with food. Like, I genuinely eat clean in general. And, you know, I'm very mindful about what I eat. I pretty much, you know, try to go organic as possible, as clean as possible. You know, not too many things in cans, not too many things in like boxes and packages. But I still wasn't like, I would feel guilty if I did eat something that I said was like bad. And then, you know, being that, you know, I've had this kind of bi-coastal lifestyle and like everything else, being an entrepreneur and everything like that, you know, I've been trying to kind of get my weight down, and it was like really, really hard for me. And then I was like looking at my body and just being like, oh, I don't like it. I don't love it. I know that I'm supposed to love it, but right now it's just feeling like it's not doing what I needed to do. And so I've had to learn how to be very like gentle with it, to pay attention to like when it needs rest and not feel guilty about it, you know, when it needs, you know, certain other love and care, in terms of like, you know, making sure I'm doing my self-care stuff, making sure I'm speaking to myself, even though I do want to, you know, lose a couple of pounds, you know, not still being gentle and being loving to myself, because my body is my vehicle in this life and it does a lot. I'm very, you know, healthy overall. You know, every time I go to the doctor, like everything is like where it needs to be. And like, even if I do have an issue, like, you know, my immune system is so robust, so I have to be grateful for that. I'm grateful for my mind, I'm grateful for my breath, all of those different things. So I've just really been like tapping into that. And another thing that I've been doing to kind of help me with that as well is to like tune into like doing life by following like the cycles, and, you know, taking time to like reflect, or using, you know, certain periods of the cycle to like be creative and bring forth new things and all of those things. So I'm like, wow, like my body is so amazing and I am just loving this, and it's just really helping me out. The next major thing that I have been doing is a wellness reset, and that has trickled down into everything, and that's been really like the basis of it. I started off, I believe, in the beginning of April, the second week of April, I was doing something called 56 Soft. And it was really awesome because it was a very gentle version of, you know, prioritizing myself, doing affirmations, meditation, breath work, movement, instead of, you know, some kind of intense like workouts or anything like that. And then also just having like one nourishing meal. And, you know, I came into that with the intention to just, you know, do the nourishing meal, one nourishing meal. But what I've realized, or what I found to be very easy, is that now that I've done that, I am at the point now to where all my meals are really been very like nourishing, because like my body is like, hey, I really like that. You know, I'm feeling really good because I'm moving. And pretty much in the last I'm actually redoing 56 Soft, so this is like week 10. But over that time, when I look at my Apple Watch, I think I probably missed maybe 2 days, and then also I had ankle issue that took me out for another 2 days. Well, actually, I was able to work out and everything, and then I injured myself, and then I gave myself 48 hours to kind of keep still, but I did walk. And so that's been awesome. I've been able to be very consistent with not only getting nutritional food, so I've been mainly like cooking everything, but I've also been incorporating consistently a few supplements. Some of them that I really am loving is Sun Warrior Active Warrior creatine, and it has a bunch of other stuff like ashwagandha and stuff like that in it. So it really is giving me a certain level of like clarity. It's also helping me in the gym. Another thing that I love is Apothecary. It's great for, you know, settling the body down before it's time to go to bed. Sometimes I do take it with beet powder for energy, if I'm doing like Pilates or something like that. What else am I taking that I am really loving? Green Vibrance. That's been something that has been on and off in my life for like a long time, but I've been really consistent in it. I have a caffeine sensitivity, to be honest, and I noticed that the Green Vibrance just flushes my body with all this great stuff, and it also has probiotics in it, so I love to start my day with that. And sometimes, like actually before, I was using it like when I really need to get something done and I was kind of getting that crash in the afternoon, but I've mainly been taking it in the morning. I am loving Rituals omega-3s. Like I can really feel a difference in clarity as well as like recovery and like moving my body. I was also anemic. I've been kind of dealing with that for a while. But I am finally getting up into normal ranges, and I'm also noticing that I'm also getting my iron intake with my food as well, so I've kind of like backed off. So we're gonna see what that turns into. So I want to now talk about spiritual alignment and inner stillness. As I said, I'm gonna say it again, I'm like shouting out 56 Soft. If you guys want to join, actually it's a free thing. I can also put that information down because they're doing another round. But it's just been so helpful with this, because like having that routine of doing some type of meditation or breath work, it reignited that love for having very still moments. And a part of those still moments for me is being able to tap in with Source, God, angels, whatever you guys want to call it, universal intelligence. And I've been doing that, you know, so I have made it a goal for me to wake up in the morning, and if not the first thing I'm doing, I'm tapping in with Source, and not only just saying thank you for waking me up like I would normally do, or I'm so grateful. I'm more so sitting in that stillness for a decent amount of time, and I'm asking God to speak to me and tell me what he needs from me for the day. I'm asking him for his protection. I'm asking him for his discernment. I'm asking him to make sure that what I'm doing is in alignment with the purpose that he has for me. And that's been so amazing to do. And once I started kind of doing that morning routine, it's also now making it more frequent. Like I'm noticing that throughout the day I'm tapping in with God. Like, you know, he's always here, he's always around me, he's always with me. Like we are very much so, I would say, as they say, locked in. But I've really been like prioritizing that and just really like slowing down, you know, not trying to have these heavy to-do list of things, and I'm like praying over everything. I am praying over everything and connecting with him, and I am eradicating this idea that I need to figure it out, because usually I'm kind of like going, and I'm aware of God, and I know he blesses me, and I'm thankful, and I know he's protecting me and everything like that. But I still can get into the habit to where when maybe something looks like it's going left, there's a part of me that knows that it's going to work itself out, but I still mentally go into a space of like, let me try to figure it out. And then like when I'm doing too much, where it's not a co-creation, where it's like I'm trying to drive, it's more so that I make like silly decisions, or I make rash decisions, or things that I end up regretting because I didn't sit down and really like think, if I had the resources, whatever that may be, to take on what I was trying to take on. Or, you know, for example, I messed up my ankle. Like I literally was on crutches last weekend, and I was like really frustrated, because I was like, man, I've been on this streak of like moving every day, and this is too much, and I'm trying to lose this 10 pounds, and I want abs and all of these different things. And at some point I just had to kind of surrender and just be like, okay, God, I guess all of those plans that I had for the weekend, you had a different plan for me. And I realized that by having to like slow down somewhat forcefully, it really allowed for a lot of things to be downloaded to me. So now I am not chasing anything. What's for me is going to be for me, and that's what it is. So now I want to talk about business and like my creativity. So I love wellness and health and self-development, but I equally love business, and I think it's all connected, to be honest. Like if one pillar is off, the other ones are going to be rocky. And so by me, you know, prioritizing myself and showing myself love, you know, making sure I'm, you know, mentally and physically aligned and feeling good, is caused me to now have the energy space to look at, you know, how I'm doing business. So these are not like necessarily new to me, but these are things that I have realized, and now I'm bringing them back into the fold. So for example, every opportunity, just because it's an opportunity, doesn't mean that it's the opportunity for me, because we can do everything. And I know that everybody says that, you know, energy is abundant and all of those great things, and it's true to a certain extent, but energy goes where the focus is, right? So you may be able to, you know, be expansive and be abundant, like there's one part of it, but there's a duality to it that says that like you still are going to get the best result from the places that you focus on. So for me, okay, yes, I love making money, and you know, I want to, you know, be a part of things that are great and life-changing things for the world. But just because it's a great idea or it's a great cause doesn't mean that it's something that I need to align myself with. The other thing is around not allowing I say to not let people play in your face, right? Because people will know, you know, what you have to, what you bring to them and what your value is, but some of it is human nature, some of it is predatory, but people will try to get access to your experiences, your knowledge, your skill sets, all of that for a very discounted price. And I'm at a place where I can no longer allow that to happen, because I have invested so much money. Like one day I really want to go and really do the numbers on this, but I know financially, emotionally, energetically, the work that I've put in and invested into myself to become the person who I am today. And I just cannot give it out at a discount. It has to be at a premium, because not only do I want to live life good and I want to live what they call the soft life, but I also, it's a resource. Like, money is a resource for me to go out and be able to do more and to have more impact for what is in alignment with what God has planned for me, what he wants me to do. I need to double check to make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh yes, the last thing I want to talk about is, right now, of course, I am starting my YouTube channel. I guess I don't want to say it's starting, because I've had it for a very, very long time, but I'm getting more consistent, and I have this concept which is called the Balanced Glow Up, which will eventually become a blueprint that I am in the process of creating, that I want to share and help other women and support other women. But what I'm doing right now is just making sure that the things that I'm doing now, like, I'm doing them in a way that has a SOP, and so that the work that I'm doing continues, like Daniela says, it's play, right? Like, even now, this is play for me, because I am just overjoyed that I get the opportunity to share things that I've learned, instead of some of these things, like, I can share them with you guys, and then you don't have to, like, go through, and I can cut some time off, or I can see what results you get from, my experiences and my knowledge and skill sets. But I just want to make sure that I am creating this in a way that doesn't cause burnout or, like, hustle. Like, honestly, like, the word hustle, I used to love that word, and I used to pride myself when people would say that I was a hustler, but the word actually makes me itch. Like, no sleep, staying up all night, all of that stuff, like, it's just a very hard no for me. It is a no for me. And, like, I used to love it, like, oh, I only got 1 hour of sleep, 2 hours of sleep, because I was working on this and doing this. And I don't know if it's because I got older, or maybe I just didn't know it. Maybe I was just very high functioning. But now, like, I don't need like 8 or 9 hours, but, like, I need my rest. I need my peace. I need my naps when I need my naps. I just need space and sacred pauses in my days, in my weeks, in my months, to be the best. And so as I'm building out the things that I'm working on now, like, I'm infusing all of that in there, because nothing else is acceptable for me. So I just want to leave you guys with a affirmation. I am safe to slow down. I receive what is mine without chasing. I thank you guys so much for holding space for me today. I really hope that something in this video helps or touches or motivates or sparks something in anyone who is watching this. I am feeling so good and so energized, and I am just looking forward to the future. I know I've said this before, but I'm so grateful to have you guys on this journey. A moment of full transparency. It took me a while to shoot this video. I was coming up with, like, a lot of the things that happen when you are starting something new. You kind of, like, start making excuses, and you're like, oh, tomorrow, and I'll do it then, and when I do this, and I need to do something else. Like, it's always like you need to do something else before you just do what Spirit has told you to do. So I am just grateful. You guys bear with me, and I am grateful to have you guys. I don't know why my mind is blinking for a second, but what I want to say is that I'm happy to have you guys on this journey. This is something new, but I am building it brick by brick, and no matter if it's not perfect, this is what we're doing. I'm going to keep showing up, and I hope you guys have a wonderful week ahead.